Give it a 10, $10 for choice. $10 for choice. 10, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Mike here. Hope you're having a great day or night. Headed at the moment to an auction. And to be honest with you, if there's a lot of people here, I'm probably not going to stay. There's a lot of stuff here. There's a lot of tools that are of interest. There's a lot of native stuff that's baskets and dowels that I'm interested in, but you know, again, if there's too many people here and there's too much bids, I'm probably just gonna leave after about 30 minutes. I'm pulling up to it right now here. It looks like this is it here. It's a small little town, and I'm just really curious to see how the bidding is gonna go. Let's take a little gander here, just the Action Jackson. How many cars are here? There's quite a bit. Yeah, look at this. So I don't think I can even pull in over here. Oh, there's quite a bit of cars. I'm gonna park over here. I'll just take a gander and walk through here and see what kind of opportunities exist in the desert. By the way, today's got a heat advisory of 110, so it's gonna be a hot one. So I just found my spot, and we're gonna walk in here. It's getting a little crazy at the moment. So let's see what we do today. All right, so I got my bidder's number here, and I'm not gonna be allowed to film in there, obviously. They they said, you can't film in here. I'm like, okay. So we'll see if we can do some incognito filming. There's quite a bit of people here. There's some decent stuff. There's actually a bunch of wine and bottles. I'm curious to see how much those will go for. But I might stick around here because there's quite a cars, but there's not a lot of people. I figured there'd be 300-400 cars here. So we will see. It starts in about a half hour. Again, it's gonna be hot today, so I'm gonna chill in the car in the AC, wait for about 10 more minutes and go in there, and I'll see if I can film anything for you guys. If not, if I get anything, I'll let you know. All right, so last night I was just doing some homework on this estate sale, and this is how I found it through estatesales.net. Plus, they were advertising locally on Facebook. I'm going to be completely honest. I know nothing about Native American baskets. I do know they go for some good money. There's a bunch of them here. So I'm really interested to see how much these actually go for. And then there's stuff that's in this house that's not pictured, obviously, because it would take forever to picture everything. There is some nice stuff here, but I'm going to be honest, there's like stuff here that I really couldn't sell on eBay. It's kind of big and bulky. There's a couple handguns that they're auctioning off here, so I'm interested to see how those are. There's a lot of like figurines, and this jewelry set I'm actually interested in. It's a Native American piece there. Let's see. There's a wine bar there that I'm interested in. It has all the wine and liquor in it. But there's nothing, there's no super electronics in this house. There's a Chicago Cubs lot right here. And it's not gonna be worth a lot of money. It's I believe that is the program and the pennant for when the Cubs first had the night game. And then there's a brand new t-shirt there, which I looked at when I was just in there. It's a Salem Sportswear, a vintage Wrigley Field shirt. There's some Green Bay Packers stuff in there, but nothing too crazy. Let's see what else was of interest to me. There's dishes. There's a whole house full of stuff. The pans, I couldn't find where these pans are at, so I'm hoping when I'm here, if they look like they're Griswold, I might tackle those. The bikes, we'll see how those go. There's a Schwinn. And yeah, here's this Green Bay Packers thing here. And so typical household stuff. And then there's, let me scroll through here. There's this furniture, couches. I'm going to see if they're doing the washer, dryer, and the dishwasher, the fridge. I'm curious if those are being auctioned off. So some backyard furniture. Again, this stuff here, I'll pick this stuff up if I get cheap, because I'll sell it cheap on Facebook. But there's just a lot of tools. Rigid tools in here. There's Makita, and there's buckets and buckets of hand tools. So that's really where I'm interested. This is why I'm staying here today, and is I'm really interested in these tools. I can sell tools really quick locally, and they do well even if they're small tools. They do well on eBay if they're name brand, or I could just save them for when I do a flea market down the road. So this is the sale here. We've got about 15 more minutes. Bidder number 931. So we'll see how we do today.
Give me 75, 50, 75, 50, 75, 50 now 60, 50 now 60, give me 60 now 70, 60 now 70, 60 now 70. 2, 200 to go, let's go, let's start low and go, $100 bill, let's go, 100 to 125, give it a 125, 100 to 125, 100 to 125, this guy knows how to buy, let me tell you, 100 now, 125, 125, give it a 150, 150, put it about a 150, put it a 150, put it a 150, 175, 150, put it a 175, 150, go to 175, 175, 175, put it about a 175, 175, so
glass, vintage glass, or your Chinese set. High bidder choice, $50 bill. 50 bidder, 50, 50 bidder, 50, 50 bidder, 50, 25. 25 for choice. 25 bidder, 25 bidder, 25. Oh, come on, guys. 2,500 for this set. 25. 25 for choice.
What is choice on that?
All of this or all of this? 25? All of it for 25. All of it for $25. 25 first hand, 25. Whole table, 25 first hand. 25. Sold. Number 948, 940.
All right, leaving the auction here. Did pretty well. Spent under $100. Well, this lady almost hit me. So, gonna head back home, get some water, get some chow, and I'll show you guys what I picked up. So towards the end here, there wasn't that many people left. Overall, the experience was it was interesting. A lot of things went for crazy prices, that's for sure. And there was some things that the auctioneer really didn't want to go under $5 on. Pretty much everything, it seemed like. Pretty nuts. So as I said, a lot of items just went for crazy money, and nothing for me to like reflip on those prices I was seeing. Like all the native baskets went really ridiculous. The silver, the jewelry, that went nuts. I really wanted to get the cabinet that had a bunch of liquor in it, and you know, he wasn't allowed to sell liquor, so he's like, I'm selling the cabinet and it just includes the liquor, you can throw it out or keep it. And I didn't think anybody spotted what was in there. One guy did, and he just, the auctioneer said, let's start the bid at, the guy goes, $250. I'm like, damn. Because there was some nice, if you're a wine guy like I am, there was some nice wine in there, some Opus 1 wine, which is pretty pricey. I just didn't know if I wanted to spend $250 for wine, and even though it was a great bargain at that price, I was hoping to be around $100 or so, because I really didn't want the liquor cabinet. They're hard to sell, and we already have something similar to that, like a wine rack. But overall, I wish I could have got more stuff. I left stuff behind there because I bought and I'll show you guys later, I bought a lot of a shelving in a garage, and it just had a lot of Christmas junk in it, like wreaths and stuff. I didn't really want it. Didn't want to lug it back or anything, so I just left it there. And when I was walking out, I told the kid, I said, hey, if you want all this stuff, take it. But it was, competition was stiff there, and I don't think it was, there was some resellers, but people were paying top dollar for it, and you know, the auctioneer wasn't giving, wasn't budging. There was some Griswold pans, one Griswold pan, and there were 6 unmarked pans that I was looking at, and he didn't know they were there, and then he saw them right before he started bidding, and he's like, hey, you know, oh, these are Griswold, and next thing you know, they went for like 95 bucks, and I was hoping I could steal those. It took a while to get up to the bid, because he's like, well, somebody throw a bid at me. He's like, 50. I said, how about 40? No, I ain't doing anything under 50, and I went up to 90. So, but yeah, hot here at the moment. It's 107, and it's just miserable. I need some AC. But when I get back in the house, I will show you guys what we picked up. All right, just got another refund here on eBay for a camcorder. That older vintage one I sold for $95. Or not 95, what did I say? $295 or $250 and some change. I'll open up this box here and see what we got. Let's see. Put that there. This was in a case, so I just needed a box to put it in. Basically, he said that it was making all these different noises, and let's see if I can put this down over here. It wasn't working correctly. I had fully tested it, and it was working perfectly fine. So, case appears to be original here. Let's see if I can get this open. Let me see if I can snap this down. Keep that right there. Alright. I had the key. There's 1, 2. Okay. Okay, let's take a little gander here. Alright. Here it is. This appears to be... I'll have to match with the serial numbers on it. But I know this one... He took the thing off here. There was like a piece of foam for the microphone. He took that off. Battery chargers here. Here's the camera itself. Straps here. Again, I'll have to look up the serial numbers because I made a point to take the serial numbers and put it on there. But this does appear to be the one that I sent. So what I'll do now is I'll just plug it in and see what we got going. But from just the look of it here, you know, here's the foam right here off the microphone, so maybe it came off transit. So I'll plug it in and see what it does, and then looks like I'm probably just going to end up having to refund him and relist this, which is kind of a bummer. Okay, let me show you guys what I picked up. Pookie poo! This is, alright, so all this Christmas stuff I'm going to show you was all one lot with these records that I picked up. So there's some light up stuff here. Something from Cracker Barrel that lights up. This was kind of nice. Again, it's Christmas stuff, so what we're going to end up doing is just putting the trailer, and when it gets close to that time, Kim will dig through it. Stuff she doesn't want, probably end up selling it at a flea market later in the year, but a nice little porcelain nativity scene. Check these out if you ever see these blow molds. This is a vintage one from 1974. Put a little light bulb in, it lights up. Believe it or not, these bring some good money on eBay, so I'll put that aside because I'll sell that. This is some kind of Avon stuffed animal that lights up. And then we have this interactive singing and dancing friends. Over here, alright, I haven't gone through all the records, just kind of threw up some here that were decent. So there's quite a bit. And again, I spent $90-some. I'll show you the receipt here in a minute, exactly the total of everything. So most lots were like $33 each. But here were some good titles that I picked up. Cosmo's Factory. Little Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash. Actually, two of the same one at Folsom Prison. That's pretty cool. Little Johnny Cash, I Walked the Line. Simon and Garfunkel. And the rest of this is just kind of just mixed stuff. There might be a couple gems in there. I don't know. We'll have to look them up. So let me get these records off here and I'll show you what's in this tub. Okay, so let me show you guys what's in here. I have no idea what's in here, to be honest with you. Just opened it. Some kind of Christmas tree thingy, majigger. Looks like a lot of plush. Might just donate a lot of this stuff for some kind of more Packers thing. That's glass. Kind of Packers. Oh, it's a light up Packers thing. Kim, you're not a Packer fan anymore, are you?
No.
All right, so Merry Christmas to all. To all, good night. Ooh. Ooh, there's those things down here. Let's see. Kim, you're missing out.
Well, I'm trying to get things.
Ooh, plates. What else junkage do we have here? More little dolls. It's Santa. So, what's this? Little dish set down here. So yeah, this looks like it's good flea market stuff to some extent. Again, right around the year. Russ, what is this? Grand Casino Cash. What's in here? There's $1 million in there. She left me $1 million. Hey, it's a nice little bell. Joy to the world. So all this stuff will sit in this box for a while until Christmas time. But yeah, we got a total of the deal. Not too bad. All right, here's the fun stuff. This was all one lot. Chicago Cubs. Chicago Cubs pennant, night baseball, Wrigley Field, the dusk of a new era. Check this out. 1988 opening night, Wrigley Field, vintage snapback. It's mint. Got the tags and everything. I think this is an Anco. Yep. Little Anco. We have a dead stock Anvil, 1988 Chicago Cubs, Wrigley Field sports history. The lights. I remember that when I was a kid. What else we got here? This is cool. Wrigley Field. Let's pull this out of here. Chicago Cubs, Wrigley Field, 1988. I saw the light, man. So that's neat. It's brand new. And we got some paperwork here. Some brochures. Wrigley Field, commencing Wrigley Field's first night baseball game. 1988 Cubs gift catalog with old Sandbergs, the Dawsons, and Sutcliffe. Then we have an original 1989 Chicago Vine Line magazine. I remember I used to get this when I was a kid. Little Sandberg on the cover. Some of the stuff I might actually keep. The pennant, I think I'm going to keep the pennant. The hat and the shirt I'll probably sell on with the mug. And maybe one of these brochures here. All right, here's the last item that I grabbed. And I was shocked that I got it because there was a guy eyeing this up, and something happened during the auction where the guy was like, hey, yeah, $40, and he thought he was bidding on these. And then he walked out of the room for a second, and I was like, ooh, they didn't sell these. So the guy says, make an offer, make choice, you know, and I was like, how about $15? And nobody did anything, so he's like, great. So I bought this one for 15 and this one for 15 plus 15% buyer fees. But these are some nice knife sets here. Let me show you some of the brands here. This is old hickory knives, and I know the camera's not really focusing in on that, but they're pretty nice knives. It's a whole set here. I got all different types of styles on here. Let's see if I can get that to go. It doesn't want to, but look these up. It's got the block here. I got another block here. This is actually a Henkel set, and you can tell right there. I got one of these out of a storage unit. We ended up keeping it, and we sold our old Chicago cutlery one. So I was missing a couple knives, which I think I just found a couple of them right here. Yep. I found that one we were needing for our set, for ourselves, and then the actual sharpener. But what was neat about this is, you know, it got just a generic pair of scissors. This was a nice pair of scissors here. This is, what is this one? Chicago cutlery. Skizzers. But there's all different types of knives in here. There's Chicago cutlery knives, like this one here. So what does this one say? BT10 knife. What else did I find in here? There was more hickory knives in here. All different types here. There's Cook's, I believe this is. Cook's knives. So what I'll end up doing is grouping all these together in terms of the brand and just selling them as a lot. The Chicago cutlery ones, I got to double check to see what they're doing these days on eBay in terms of what they go for individually, because I think this one, you see how they're marked there? Like that one says BT7. I'm going to have to see, you know, exactly what they're doing in terms of pricing on eBay these days, and maybe sell them individually. But yeah, not too bad. What did I pay total? Here it is. I was bidder number 931, and a grand whopping total of $98.16 for everything we saw here today. So not that bad. We'll definitely make some money on all this, and you know, it's I wish I could have got some more stuff, but there just wasn't room for me to make any profit with it, to be honest with you guys. So this is kind of what we've got, and it wasn't a wasted day, honestly. It was hot as heck, and I was waiting and waiting and waiting until the opportunity presented itself, and I'm like, okay, there's stuff like they're here that people overlook. One guy laughed at me. He's like, oh, you buying that garbage, you know? I'm like, I said, dude, I just looked at him, you know? I'm like, yeah, I am buying that garbage. Because you know what? You know, they will sell. There's no doubt about it. And it was funny because after I won these, I had these in my hand. The guy that originally threw that bid in, that he thought he was bidding his knives, he was bidding all day. I think he dropped about $3 grand on stuff. And he's like, man, you got to steal on those knives. I'm like, I know, there was a pretty good buy. And he's like, I thought I won those. I said, yeah, I thought you did too. And then the guy pointed to the knives and ended up winning them. So not too shabby. The RCA thing, since I'm here, I'm charging the battery here. We're going to have to mess with this another day because this is a whole process. I just refunded him the money because looking at this here, I matched the serial numbers up. They seem in line with the pictures. So maybe something happened to it. I don't know. These things are finicky, that's for sure. I'm thankful that the battery still charges because a lot of times these older ones, you have to buy new batteries for them. But this one does charge. So once it fully charges, we'll see exactly another video if this thing works and what it goes for, even if I just sell it for parts, because people buy these for movie props, believe it or not, you know. If you wanted to be cool and, you know, kind of do a spunk on, if you've ever seen Back to the Future, he's kind of holding something like this, little McFly there, so pretty cool. But yeah, that's kind of the sum up the video. Again, it was hot as heck. I was out there was lots of people out there, and you know, I didn't settle for just junk and garbage. I left a lot of Christmas stuff behind because I didn't want to haul it back. And I figured, you know, this stuff's here. He's going to make me some money. There was a lot of other items I wanted, but they were just going for more than what the market was willing to let me make for it on eBay. Okay, it's hell of hot. I've got the wife beater on and I burnt myself today. Or is it, what happened here? My God, look at that. Kim? Anthony?
Were you fighting people off?
No, maybe somebody burnt me. I don't know. The sun is out. It's hot. It's this time of year in Arizona where it's kind of miserable out. So I was happy the auction was going on in the morning. I went over there, and it's a success for what it is. Appreciate you guys watching today's video. Hopefully you're out there finding opportunities that are just not always about thrift stores. They're not always about retail arbitrage. You can find some amazing deals at auctions, estate sales, flea markets, garage sales. The list goes on and on and on when it comes to reselling. So appreciate you guys watching today's video. Go out there and be great. Till next time, I'm out of here. Peace. Vlog.